What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Thursday Night Indie Spotlights. I'm Ben. You might know me better as Piccolo930 on Twitter, on PSN. If you've never watched the Spotlight before, basically we grab a new, smaller downloadable title that came out during the week, fire it up for a little while, see what it's all about, see if maybe it's an under-the-radar gem that we should be keeping our eyes on. I'm here on behalf of Short Pause. It's www.shortpause.com. You can follow us on Twitter at The Short Pause. It's the totally rad website that we run. You get all kinds of cool stuff on there. So come check out the website. Listen to our podcasts on iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Google Play. Many, many places you can find it. But new podcast posts every Monday. We talk the latest and greatest in the world of gaming. We'd love for you to listen in and give us your thoughts as well. As you can see, tonight's game is Asdivine Hearts. So as we're sitting here waiting for the Nintendo Switch presentation to happen later this evening at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, I thank those of you who were kind enough to hop in here as we count down to the Switch. But so Asdivine Hearts is a game I've had some interest in for a while, ever since I first heard about it a few months back. Basically just a straight old school JRPG from what I can see, from what I've seen in the write-ups, and from what I've read about it. This game's developed by Exe-Create, or Exe-Create. I'm not sure exactly how they say the name. You can follow them on Twitter at Exe-Create. It's published by Kemco, which is at Kemco_official on Twitter. They very, very prolific publisher of Japanese role-playing games. Most of their games are on mobile platforms. This is actually the first time, I believe, that they've been on a PlayStation console with Asdivine Hearts. The game's also available on PS3 and Vita via cross-buy, so pretty solid deal for the game. Looks like something I would have played probably back on Super Nintendo, which warms my heart, no pun intended. You know, I grew up on Japanese role-playing games on the Super Nintendo, so this was something I wanted to fire up, see what it was all about. So we'll play it for a little bit here. This will lead into our Switch coverage later this evening. Don't know if we'll be... Not sure if we'll be broadcasting live on Twitch or not at that time, but we'll be we'll be covering the Switch event, and we'll have some reactions up shortly after this evening. So, without further ado, let's get this in so we can get some time in before the Switch presentation, and we all hit F5 on our computer repeatedly as we try to get a Switch pre-ordered. Oh, you're all good, dude. Alright, we'll go normal. World protected by 2 beams of divinity. Uh-oh. Let's see. Interesting, switching between these musical tracks and these areas, these locations. Find a body to possess. I'm guessing this is where we're going to come in. Ah, the old brown-haired youth. just came right out, and first name basis with Miss Heimert. I believe this game is out on other platforms. Some mobile platforms, may even be on the 3DS right now too. I'm not 100% sure, but I know this game has been released, maybe just in Japan. It's been released somewhere prior to this point, so you may have already had your hands on this game. So apparently this game is on iOS, Android, Wii U, and a few others as well. Okay, so that answers that. What? Shannon's a little frisky, huh? She ain't scared. A little on the dense side, eh? Yeah, we'll have to see when we get to the gameplay. As you know, with role-playing games, the beginning of the game is always meeting characters, setting stuff up. So this is par for the course, especially for an old-style JRPG. Pretty soon here, looks like we'll be fighting some monsters in the woods, though. So they said their goodbyes to the kitty. Stella joined the party. Formation section of the menu. Let's learn the basic controls. Character controls. Okay. Alright. It's pretty basic. So X is our point of interest button, action button. Triangle's menu. Save menu. I gotta keep that in mind. Old style role playing game. We probably sounds like we have to manually save. Map button. Okay. Alright, and we're off. Yeah, you know, I like the fact that this game's cross-buy, so this definitely seems like something that would thrive on the Vita for sure. These old style JRPGs are usually a good time on there. Hopefully this game's cross-save as well, so you can kind of go back and forth between your save. This game moves very weird. Our character is almost like gliding along the floor at a very brisk pace. Check around upstairs. Gotta check all over the place in these kinds of games. I'm not familiar with the mechanics yet, so I don't know what I can and can't get into. Doesn't appear to be anything of use up here. Alright, let's head outside. Okay, so we're getting our first look into some of the systems at play here. This Rubik's system. Okay. Alright, we'll try and wrap our head around that as we go along. Trying to get a look at some of these jewels here. Looks like Poison Guard, Paralysis Guard, Fatigue Guard, Light Jewel, Strength +2, so different abilities and buffs. Looks like we can add through the jewel system. clouds passing over there. Alright, so got our first jewel here. Let's just light one in for Stella. Okay, so we can rotate how we want to do this. Alright. So we got 2 here for this one. I see, and this one's got 2 as well. Okay. Let's put those on Zach. I said we had a new quest here. Let's see what this says. Story quest, Lego Woods. Okay. Alright, let's try to get this cat to where it's supposed to go now. Bow wow. Ah, an old school world map warms my heart. Oh, random battles too? Wow, you got it all here. Alright, let's attack this thing. Well, made short work of that blob. Yeah, this it reminds me of my beginning days of role playing on the Super Nintendo. I'll have you know I picked normal and not easy. This is how these games are though. The first enemies you run into, very, very weak. Obviously I haven't leveled up or learned any abilities yet, so I gotta be able to make some progress. Alright, into the woods we go. Zach here gets attacked more than the monsters. Got a new quest. Haven't seen anything about how big your party can get yet, but I'm guessing probably pretty substantial. That's part of the fun of these games, is meeting new characters, adding them to your party. Ooh, our first treasure chest. Here we go. Exit feather. Alright, right on. Alright, so let's continue through the forest here. Another chest up there. This guy's attacking first. So my very first role-playing game that I got into was Final Fantasy IV. It was Final Fantasy II at the time on the Super Nintendo. I remember my aunt had it. She was a big gamer. I played, we used to play the Super Nintendo together all the time, so. She was a big role-playing game fan, and she had these games, and I remember when she brought home Final Fantasy II. Final Fantasy IV, once again. I played it for the first time, and I was like, I just don't get this. Like, I don't get what's so fun about going around, like, reading what people are saying, and yada, yada, yada. So, my young, naive mind didn't comprehend it at the time, but eventually I was like, I gotta give this game another shot, and went back and fired up Final Fantasy IV, and just got really, really hooked on it. Just fell in love with the characters. I still remember those characters to this day. It's still one of my favorite role-playing games. Kain the Dragoon. It's an awesome character. Cecil the Paladin. What's her name? Meridia the Summoner. The ninja guy, what was his name? Edge. The twins. I don't remember their names right now. Tella the Mage. I mean, there's lots of twists and turns. Lots of great characters in that game. Love me some Final Fantasy IV. So that was my gateway drug. From there, I played Final Fantasy VI. Eventually led me to one of my all-time favorite games, Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. Dabbled with a lot of other stuff on the Super Nintendo. Secret of Mana, just a fantastic game. Illusion of Gaia, Lufia. Lunar, the Silver Star Story, another great RPG. Oh, shoot. I did not want to attack my own person. There we go. Yeah, but Final Fantasy IV. That from there, I was hooked. I was an RPG fan for life, especially a JRPG fan. Sense a suitable candidate here. Oh, sounds like that energy thing's going back in the picture. I thought the cat jumped in front, so maybe that thing is inside the cat now. I thought there was a talking cat in this game, so... There we go. Wow, 20 hours for this game? Really? It's awesome, man. Definitely a substantial amount of content in this game then, so that'll keep me busy for a while. Especially across here in the Vita. Oh, 20. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. 30 hours. Okay. 30 hours in this game. Wow, it's beefy. I'm really starting to like this song that's playing here, too. This is the light deity. Felix the cat. Quest added. Alright. Already opened that chest. Thought I'd try and sneak up there, but no go. Let's see what the skill thing does. Triple slice. Sounds good. I like it. Lightning learned. Ooh. Ah, the days of leveling up and learning magic spells. Like I can save anywhere by hitting the options button. It's awesome. I'm gonna use my triple slice again. Oh man. Stella has 2 hit points left. Should probably do something about that. Oh, she leveled up and got all her health back. Sweet. Pretty vicious move there. Let's see how this turns out. Pineapple head. Jeez, Felix. How do you really feel? It's gonna be my new name for you, Brent. Pineapple Head. Free time, eh? That's what Felix is up to. Let's see, what should we go here? Let's see if we can up our man Zach's romantic abilities here. Alright. Trust level increased. Oops, wrong room. Zach getting a little ahead of himself there. In a certain forest. It's the shadow deity there, eh? Alright, so we got kind of everything set up now. We got the possessed cat, the shadow deity roaming around looking for presumably the light deity. Got a few party members. Let's go talk to this traveling salesman and then be on our way. So what do we got? 704 that we're working with. Heal gummy. Yeah, let's get some of these. Buy a couple of those. Revive. Probably be useful. I always worry about these remedies, that I'm gonna get hit with one of these and not have the stuff to be able to fix it. I think I'm gonna have to take one of these revive jellies though. 194 left. And nothing I can really sell here, so I guess we'll just have to roll with that for now. Just take a quick tour of the battle system here, see if I can get some tips for some of this stuff. Alright, right on. This guy had another tutorial too, didn't he? Let's see. Limit breaks in this game, huh? Man, how badass were limit breaks in Final Fantasy VII? Omni Slash, anyone? Alright, so we got some basic battling knowledge now. This dog's still bow wowing. What's going on here? Got our first little side quest too. Look at us making moves. Alright, let's head towards the woods. Gotta make our way towards this other village. Nice. What kind of magic I got at my disposal here? Lightning. Let's do it. Ooh, limit break. Not sure exactly what happened there, but did some nice damage. Short work of that guy. I gotta keep my eyes peeled for that glider that girl lost. Man, Zach is dishing out some punishment here. Whoa, some shadow monsters. we can use Felix now. We're up to 3. I keep seeing stuff about this formation menu. Pull this up here. Mid-guard, physical damage down 15%, rear guard, physical damage down 30%, whip damage 15% down in the rear guard. Alright, let's go this route. Attaboy, Felix, get him. Alright. Treasure chest over there. The new enemy here. Another victory, more leveling up. I like it. Poison remedy found. Making all kinds of moves here. I'm gonna always quickly take out that tree dude. He looks like trouble. Alright. What's that there? Oh, nice. So that kind of restores everything. Alright, so we don't want to go out there yet. Take one quick stroll up here, see what's floating around. The Rubik's. That must mean you can change your Rubik's, maybe get more spots for your jewels. That's cool. sneak around over here. Okay. Man, Zach is doing some heavy damage now. I like it. That one more time. Something dangerous up ahead. Let's see what it is. Ooh. It's our first little boss battle here. Alright, let's break out the skills. Triple slice, let's go. Ooh, that one hurt. Alright, Felix, let's see what you can do. Paralyzer? Is that gonna do anything? Miss. I just realized up at the top there it's got the attack order. Yeah. Oof. Heal herself first. Man, Felix is hitting weak. Attaboy, Zach. What kind of magic you got, Felix? Lightning? Let's use that. Oh, nice. You must be weak against some lightning. That did some heavy to heavy damage. Man, what is going on here? I got 5 more attacks. Man, Stella just went ham. Alright. Took out our first big baddie there. All kinds of leveling up going on. Alright, and with that, this is as good a place as any to bring this episode of the Thursday Night Indie Spotlight to a close. This has been Asdivine Hearts, developed by Exe-Create. It's at Exe-Create on Twitter, at Kemco_official, publisher of this game. Very, very prolific publisher of Japanese role-playing games. So Asdivine Hearts, this is just a just a straight up old school 16-bit style Japanese role-playing game. If that's your kick, if you like that kind of stuff, you're probably going to get a kick out of this game. I'm enjoying myself so far with that Asdivine Hearts. I like the characters. I like Zack. I like Stella. I like Felix, the disgruntled deity who's stuck in the body of a cat. No, that's cool. We haven't got too much into the story yet. There's an interesting dynamic between the light deity and the shadow deity, and they can't get along, or something's going on now. So we haven't fully figured out what's going on now. But as we talked about a little bit on the stream here, the game upwards of 30 hours to finish it all off. So lots of content in this game. Looks like it's going to be a big, beefy, epic adventure and story. So I'm curious to get in here and play some more of it. This seems like it's going to be a great experience on the Vita as well. This is a triple cross-buy game. PS4, PS3, Vita. So, this isn't going to be for everybody. If you don't like JRPGs, this is not going to change your mind in the slightest. But if you grew up on 16-bit role-playing games, or you have an affinity for them, or you like Japanese role-playing games, and you just have an itch you want to scratch with that genre, you could do much worse than look up Asdivine Hearts. So, been a good time so far. I'd like to play some more of it. I'm Ben Piccolo930 on Twitter, on PSN. Look me up there. At The Short Pause is our handle on Twitter. www.shortpause.com is the website. Make sure you listen to our podcast. It's the Short Pause Gaming Podcast. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, and Google Play. And I got to get off here because we are getting ready to watch the Nintendo Switch presentation, which I know many of you are about to as well. So 11 p.m. Eastern it starts. You can find the presentation all over the place. Twitter, Nintendo's got it. Their Twitch, Nintendo's website, YouTube. I'm sure it's everywhere. So grab some popcorn, get ready for that. Hoping it'll be an entertaining show, and make sure you stay tuned to our YouTube channel. That's Short Pause Gaming on YouTube. We're going to have our Switch conference reactions. The video will be posted on there either late this evening, early tomorrow morning. Not sure what the plan is exactly, but just keep your eyes peeled. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get all of our videos in there. So we're going to go check out the Switch. You check out the Switch as well. Come back and talk to us on the website. We'll be back next Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, with another indie title. I believe The Flame and the Flood comes out next week for the PS4. So that will be the game we'll fire up on the spotlight if it does. So, once again, on behalf of ShortPause.com, I'm Ben. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Go watch the Switch. Come back to the website. We'll talk to you guys later.